Hello, everyone. This is another Freedom to Feel conversation, and my guest today is Julie Smolyansky. She is the president and CEO of Lifeway Foods. Lifeway has been recognized as one of Forbes Best Small Companies, and it is America's leading supplier of the probiotic fermented beverage known as Kefir. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. She's also the author of Kefir Cookbook, an ancient healing superfood for modern life, recipes from my family table and around the world. So there's a lot more to Julie in her bio. It's just incredible what you have done. I mean, a lot. There's so much. Even you have done some documentary, produced some documentaries. Oh my God. So I guess the question that comes to mind immediately is, what inspired you to be this amazing woman with so much drive to succeed, not just in the financial world, but also in life?
Well, I think it's just the human spirit wants to really, thrive and survive, but it's in my DNA to be a survivor. My great grandparents were murdered in the Holocaust in Kiev, where I'm originally from. I was born in Kiev, and my grandmother survived. She was in her 20s. She was like 24 years old, and she ran into the forest, and she survived the entire war and the Holocaust. And, her story really inspires me. Everything that, in my family for ancestors, my ancestral story of survival inspires me to, really do what I do for them and for future generations. I was inspired by, before I was ever a mother, I was already inspired by my future children. And, when they were born, it even gave me more motivation to heal from my own, story and traumas, and to really thrive and just, live with this mantra that failure wasn't an option, and that, I was going to do everything in my power, not just to survive, but to really thrive, to leave the world a better place than, how I found it that when I was born, to leave it better for my girls, to, use whatever power, influence, platform that I have to, shine a light on, things that I think are really important, and try to move the needle a little bit in progress for myself, my community, my family, future generations. Otherwise, what's the point of this journey on earth if we're not gonna, make something of it? I didn't want to just waste my pain. I think people can get stuck in their pain, but I wanted my pain for purpose. And that's what inspires me. I am inspired by myself. I am walking myself through this journey and bringing other people on it. But, knowing what I know about my life and where I've been, I really felt like what would have been the purpose of going through it, if not to do something with it that was really important. So here I am.
Wow. I didn't expect that. That's amazing, Julie. Yeah, how beautiful. Yes, I love the way you said, I love everything that you said, everything. But then there's something that it really caught my attention when you said, I didn't want to waste my pain. Wow.
Yeah.
That's something that we all can relate to and can lean towards too, not trying to push away pain, but just trying to know why the pain's there. What is the reason? How can we transform that pain? So this is a powerful message from the get-go. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Wow. So how do you make sense of suffering in general? I can't help it but ask this question. Do you believe that we are born here to go through these challenges and then transform suffering and pain, or there's more to it?
Gosh, I wish I knew that. I hope that each generation has to suffer less, but I think that suffering is just part of life. The human experience is suffering. It is, if you're born, you're going to love. And if you love, you're eventually going to have your heart broken a million times. And, I've experienced that myself, and learning how to hold that suffering, to sit with it, to, practice self-care tools to get through that suffering, to not give up, to be able to know that we can go through really hard things and come out the other side, that our suffering is not eternal, that there is, a climb that we can go past it. Nothing is forever, that the feeling of suffering is a moment. It's a construct. It's not forever. Hopefully. I mean, I know that there is a lot of people have a very hard stories and very challenging stories. I've certainly sat with many people who are going through very, very painful life suffering that might never heal from, might never recover from. And that is a hard truth of life. But hopefully most of us, one of my lights just went out here. Most of us, don't have to suffer. Hopefully each generation suffers less, and the suffering is more kind of, the routine suffering of life, not the, other kind of like very dark, abusive kinds of suffering. But, I think about friends who've lost loved ones recently, and, watching them go through their grief process, sitting with them in grief, experiencing my own grief, is all things that if you are on this earth and you love, that's the consequence of love, is also learning to let go of people when they leave or when they hurt us or whatever. Yeah. There's a lot of life lessons, but as you learn those lessons, the way that I got through those lessons is through my self-care routine. And that's kind of what I can attest to, that, when I think about how did I get through this, and, it was a series of tools that I'm really grateful for. And then I want to always share it with as many people that I can. So, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So do you really feel that at the end of our lives, or perhaps at the end of this journey called the soul's purpose and journey, even that idea of the soul's purpose, is it to love? Is that really, and even deeper than that, loving and then letting go of it? I mean, that's just sounds so powerful to me, that if we can do that. And I see so many people like you who have done that, exactly that. I don't have the same experience. I have not lost anybody that close to me, although I have lost, but it was not close to me at the time. But listening to you just brought this back again, this idea of love, how wonderful it is that we can kind of know the destination in a way, if there is one, so we can start working on it now in this moment. We don't waste time. We don't waste pain, as you said. And we just love as deep as we can and learn also to let go.
And the person that you are learning to love is really yourself. No one else is going to love you the way that you can love yourself. Like, we are born knowing what we need, but society, things, life, whatever, family, whatever, relationships tell us, no, I know what's better for you. This is what you need. But we all know intuitively in our gut, because I love gut feelings, gut intuition. We know what we need. We know what those tools are that we are worthy of accepting. It's part of that, love, that journey of learning to love, is saying, I am worthy of health. I am worthy of self-care. I am worthy of wellness. I'm worthy of joy. I'm worthy of happiness. I'm worthy of abundance. I'm worthy of financial, security. I'm worthy of all of the things that we are worthy of. And then when you come from that place, then it's a lot easier to make those good, positive lifestyle choices. And then it just builds on top of itself. It's the foods you eat. It's the way you move your body. It's the way you, go and see your healthcare practitioner for the various routine checkups. That's also self-care and self-love. It's the way you rest your body and give yourself permission to sleep and slow down, which is so hard for me personally. That's something I work on. It's permission and self-love to say, I'm worthy of loving myself and making those great choices that will keep me around longer, to keep experiencing joy, to keep leaving the world in a positive way, to keep, spending time with my loved ones, all of those things. So it's a symbiotic relationship, but yeah, the person that we have to love the most is ourselves. And then that ripples out, and that's really contagious, and people love that. And the more you do that, the more people love you, love you and share that. And it's like you say, a dance. It becomes this like wonderful dance of oxytocin boost and dopamine hit, and that's what improves our like joy and happiness. It's that connection, and sharing all of those experiences and being vulnerable. That connection is something that can be, amplified out, and it's much better than popping a pill or numbing yourself out. Not to say that people don't need, serious like medication to, get off balance for balance. Some people need that, but, I think, in our society, we're so quick for a quick fix, but the real fix is doing the hard work and sitting in it and using, even when there is pain, even when there's sadness, lean into that. That is also an experience and emotion. We're very afraid in our society to feel sadness, to feel depression, to feel this kind of pain, and fear. But like, that's all, like, those are all lessons. It's like we should embrace all of those, the spectrum of emotion that we get in life. What a gift. What a gift it is.
Right. Oh my God. I absolutely love the what you said about self-love, and then that is connected to self-care. Right. Once we respect ourselves and love ourselves, then self-care comes.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that's so true. And then I love the idea that you talk about trusting your gut. So that has to do with intuition.
Totally.
And this is a whole topic in itself. The title of this episode is Trust Your Gut, A Path to Health, Mental Clarity, Creativity, and Success. So that's the title. Are you okay with that title?
Yes, I love that title. That is exactly what it like gets me so excited. Yeah, that's absolutely true. That's what we practice in our, communications around our brand, and what we're really trying to empower people with, like these practices, along this journey. And it starts with the gut. I mean, that's what, intuitively everything starts in the gut. And the product that, the company that I run, Lifeway Foods, was started by my dad, and from this idea of bringing a 2,000-year-old staple product that originated in the Caucasus Mountains, kind of like think about Ukraine, Russia, like that region, Eastern Europe. And those people lived past 100 years of age. And they attributed their longevity to their consumption of kefir. They experienced a sense of well-being that, when they consumed it, they felt better. They just intuitively knew that they felt better. And so this product originated from storytelling, just like you and I are sharing right now with your community. It's like they sat around a fire and they shared their practices, ancestral practices that our great grandmothers intuitively in their gut passed down generation to generation. They knew how to heal themselves. You know, we're just learning and putting into practice what our great grandmothers knew in their gut without any doctors telling them. They knew how to heal themselves. And that's what I get really excited about sharing. So your title is right on. We're learning about gut health. You know, we're learning that the gut and the mind, there's a mind gut axis. So beyond just, you know, like the impact on immunity or digestion, which we kind of knew, we kind of thought that it was beneficial for your immune system or your digestive system, but learning this new piece that kefir and live probiotics and that those bacteria in kefir can really improve mental health too, can help reduce stress, depression, and anxiety. So once you get clean on that, once you start to learn about that, then you're like, wait, that really makes sense. Like those times when I get butterflies in my stomach, when I'm really nervous, let's say I have to give a speech or some, you know, big date or some hard, challenging conversation, you get those butterflies in your stomach. That is the mind gut connection. And it is really powerful. So we're just learning about that, but so much more. And so once you figure that out, then you can trust that gut when it's telling you what to do, the next best life decision. Oftentimes your gut knows, and other things talk us out of what we knew intuitively as in our gut as a good decision. But anyways, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm familiar with kefir. God, the pronunciation has been so long since I had it, and that's the thing. I've been taking supplements like the probiotic, the capsules. Talk to me about the difference between taking supplements and kefir as you have it.
That is a great question because there is a pretty big misconception about those capsules. So largely they don't really work. They don't get to go through the entire digestive process. Unfortunately, so the gut is an incredibly acidic organ, and those pills tend not to be able to survive that very acidic environment. However, a research study out of UC Davis a few years ago found that not all probiotics are the same, and that the number one best way to get your probiotic to survive the entire digestive process, to survive the acidic gut, and to go through and follow the entire process to get the benefit of what it's supposed to offer you. The best probiotic is when it's in a dairy source. So like in kefir, because the dairy environment protects that bacteria. So it creates a shield to really go through that entire process. So I would say, listen, you're kind of throwing money away by the pills. You know, the best way is through a food source, which Lifeway Kefir also offers bioavailable, high protein, high quality protein. You know, another thing, not all protein is the same. The protein powders, you really want to get the protein source through an, authentic food source like this, a natural dairy source like, Lifeway is offering. But yeah, so that's the biggest thing is that you can, make sure that probiotic is doing what it's supposed to do for you. And that's kind of what Dr. Elie Metchnikoff in 1908 was kind of the first researcher about 100 years ago to start to study fermented milks and their impact on the human body and their benefits that offers. He won a Nobel Prize for that work. He was really the grandfather of immunity. And from that 1908 study 100 years ago, scientists and researchers around the world have been really stepping up in their research in learning about the microbiome, friendly bacteria, which kinds of probiotics work, what doesn't work. And it's really exciting, especially one of the really positive things out of COVID and the pandemic to come out was a sort of a rush to understand how our immune system works and what can impact our immune system. And some of the best research we've learned about the microbiome and kefir and Lifeway Kefir, some of this research really has emerged emerged in the last 5 years based on this. And so it's really exciting to see it now kind of get published. We're learning so much. Even there's a skin health benefit that's somewhat new. You know, we kind of thought, of course, it makes, you know, how you eat impacts your beauty, but that has even become more widely known now, thanks to Barbie, the movie Barbie. Talk about a great cultural moment. But yeah, the nutritionist on the set at Barbie, they had a nutritionist, and she recommended kefir for the actors and actresses' glowing skin. So they, you know, there's really just so many great benefits from the calcium, protein, probiotics, all the other nutrients. So kind of like a perfect food.
Oh my God, Julie. So yeah, I'm kind of rethinking here everything. Yes, I take the supplement. So I definitely want to try your products.
They're at all grocery stores, so you can find them at your favorite grocery store.
So Whole Foods too, right?
Yeah, Whole Foods. Instacart, of course, is an easier one too. Instacart and yeah, pretty much every grocery store carries our Lifeway products. You can find it in the dairy case. And we're now launching, you know, another really delicious product is farmer cheese. It's like a soft, unripened, almost like cottage cheese, but again, high protein, low curds, good, positive food choices. That's what we're all about.
Gosh, and that has kefir too in it, the cheese?
Yeah, we use some of the cultures to, you know, to culture the cheese, and it's like a small batch, really authentic. We have some of the most incredible cheesemakers making this product, and kind of the authentic way, the way my babushka used to make, the way grandma used to make it at home.
So you're honoring them. That's wonderful. I love that.
Yes.
So the question is for people who are dairy intolerant. Like I know you have lactose, it's lactose free. So talk to me for a moment about that. I'm one of these people. I do eat cheese, but I don't drink milk. So I never drink milk.
Yeah. Well, the great thing is that our all of our kefir is already basically 99% lactose free. And another study also found this, that if you if you do drink Lifeway kefir, it's fine if you're lactose intolerant, like it's easily tolerated. So, and the reason for that is the live bacteria use the lactose in the milk as their food source. So it kind of pre-digests the lactose for you. So you don't have to, you know, worry about that. However, we most recently just started launching these little 100% lactose free. So it's just an extra, you know, way to feel less concerned or fear about the lactose. But yeah, these are launching around the country. Right now, they're just available in little 8-ounce sizes. But like I said, even our 32-ounce regular Lifeway products, they're fermented, they're cultured. They are basically 99% lactose free. I can't say all the way 100% lactose free, but I'm very confident and people will have no problem with that. And that's, I think, really important as we talk about health and wellness. So many people believe that they're lactose intolerant. And this especially is problematic for women and girls of bone building years, because they really need that calcium in a dairy source. It's important that it's bone health starts with an actual dairy product with calcium, protein, and all the vitamins. It's called washing the bones, actually. And so many people are, you know, believe that they're lactose intolerant, that they shy away from this really, really important bone building nutrition. And I think, you know, drinking Lifeway kefir can kind of help them feel more confident and feel satiated with that protein, and know that they're putting something really positive in their diet. You know, I grew up in the 80s watching so much food messaging be about elimination, scarcity, taking things away from your diet, eating, you know, fat-free this, sugar-free that. And we've really like taken all the nutrients out of our food. And, you know, I think the great thing, one of my messages is it's about making having like wholesome food choices, the
Yes.
real thing, the real authentic nutrition, not some kind of laboratory synthetic ingredients that are bad for you, bad for the earth, bad for everyone, but really going back to how our grandmothers, how our authentic, how we authentically ate food for decades, centuries. And so yeah, that's kind of, from a bird's eye view, kind of very, kind of like a bigger picture than just, what's on the surface around my thought process and how we build the business and Lifeway build the brand. It's all kind of connected to these ideas.
Yeah. So I have here a note that you expanded the distribution of Lifeway to Mexico, Ireland, France, South Africa, UAE, and various other places, South America, Central America, and the Caribbean. That's amazing. So it's pretty much everywhere. Are you looking to expand even further?
Yeah, we are. We are looking for global expansion. I believe that everyone in the world should have access to Lifeway Kefir and the healing powers of Lifeway Kefir. I don't think that this should be reserved for just a few of, the lucky people who get to try Lifeway Kefir. I believe everyone in the world should have access to it, and that it really can improve everyone's health. So yeah, I mean, we're looking to continue to expand. That's part of my vision and something that I'm manifesting, and I will keep manifesting on that. Lifeway Kefir belongs to all of us, and that I'm very proud to move that mission forward every single day. It is the thing that inspires me very much, is, hearing how it has improved people's health and wellness. I have customers who've called me after going through chemotherapy and they haven't been able to consume anything, and the only thing they can consume is Lifeway Kefir, and they're so grateful for the nutrition. Maybe it doesn't save a life, but what it can do is provide real wholesome nutrition and bring some sort of peace to somebody in a moment of hardship, of pain, whatever. Or I remember when I was really, really young, still at the start of my career, when I came to work for my father who started the company, I was like 21, 22 years old. It was late in night in the office, and I picked up the phone, and a woman called me from New York, and she said she had Crohn's disease, and she had heard about our product, about Lifeway Kefir, as a possible way to help her feel better. She tried it on a whim, and she felt so good, so much better. She was off all of her medication, and she canceled her surgery where she was supposed to have 80% of her digestive tract removed. Instead of having her digestive tract removed, she started using Lifeway Kefir, and it totally healed her. I mean, it's hard for me to say that because the FDA probably wouldn't like it, but I'm telling you that, it improved her health dramatically. And I think about, if everyone had access to that, think about the cost on, healthcare, the cost on our physical just well-being. It's priceless, and it's all from just consuming a wholesome nutrient that's available. It's a miracle. Well, and my ancestors considered it a gift from the gods. That's the story that they passed down, that it was a gift from the gods. So to see it kind of come full circle in the largest market in the world, and having this kind of global impact, global footprint, I'm very, very, very proud that we were able to get to this place, and that, we're just now kind of reaching a tipping point in food and culture and our awareness as people about, hey, what we eat impacts our health. It impacts our world. The companies that we support impact our world, impact our lives. I mean, it all kind of comes back circularly. So Yeah, I am super, super proud, and I'm really proud of our team that, continues to support, me and my vision and keeping, moving it all together. It takes a team. We couldn't have done it without the hundreds of people that participate in this movement in awareness around gut health and helping Lifeway Kefir be empowered and me empowered to keep sharing this message. And thank you for helping us share this
Oh my
message.
God. Thank you, Julie, for being you. I have to say, when I was looking at the website, I was visiting there, I saw the page on sustainability and the way you help in the environment too. Everything's green inside out. I love that. But then what really kind of made me smile and open my heart was the cows when I saw them. I just kind of melted, like, oh my God, they're so cute. So talk to me about how it works, your company when it comes to that. I was just thinking about, so the cows, they're still alive, and then you keep them alive until, like, how does it work? I would love to know more. Yes.
We give our cows good treatment. Yeah, they basically get a massage. No, I mean, we work with a lot of local farmers. We work with Amish farms. We work with organic farms in a very conscious way. No, the farms are all dairy cows. They're meant for, for their flush. And then, yeah, so, but from our sustainability standpoint, we, really have this belief that, how we are leading in the manufacturing process to do as much as we can to, be carbon neutral, to use the best sustainability practices. We were one of the first companies to invest in green energy. So all of the energy that we use, we invest in renewable energy credits and put green energy back on the power grid. We try to secure and source as many of our raw materials locally as possible, so we're not, using fuel to transport. We have facilities in different parts of the country, so Chicago, the East Coast, the West Coast, so that we're not, moving product across the country if it doesn't need to be. So it's as close as possible to the end user, to our consumers. So doing those kinds of things, using packaging that's biodegradable, using, ingredients that are wholesome, organic, all of those things that we try to, move the needle on doing as best as we can, getting rid of, single-use plastic. It's great when people buy a 32-ounce product because there's first 4 servings in this. Unfortunately, of course, packaging is part of life. We have 7 billion, 8 billion people in the world, 300 million people in the United States. So, it does take a lot to keep the wheels of society on. Always do what we can to do as best as we can. And again, it's part of Mother Earth. It's our job, our obligation to leave it better than where we found it.
Yes, that's it. Yeah. That's really close to my heart, though. And I talked to a lot of some activists here, and it's another powerful message, how we are living our lives, the way we are choosing to buy things. So it's all about, what companies we want to give our money to. Basically, we are sustaining them, we're maintaining them.
Right. We're conscious consumers, right? Being mindful about all of those choices. These are all choices.
Right. Have you been thinking about the packaging to be, I think what do you call them? If it's not plastic, you can use, is that paper? I don't know what kind of paper, but is that a possibility, Julie?
Probably not a paper at this point. We're really known for the shape of our bottle and, the package that we use. Never say never, of course, but, the kinds of plastics that we use are, kind of earth friendly, bioavailable, biodegradable. There's always new innovation in that. And I think that, of course, is going to continue to get better. So I expect our existing packaging to just continue to get more and more and more sustainable, and just something that won't be something that we're concerned about. But yeah, we're definitely leading, pushing on that, making sure that our suppliers are aware that we would like to invest in those kinds of new innovations in packaging.
Yes, I love that. There'll be the evolution of that. But I think, like you said, you're very open. So that will come at a time. Everybody's kind of doing their jobs of trying to replace what's better for the earth. Oh, and I can't wait for that to happen. Yeah, I can't wait. So another thing that I really liked about your website, I saw there's the recipes. Gosh, so many of them.
Yeah, I love that. I know. It's fun. I know. Well, I wrote a cookbook too called
Yes, right.
the Kefir cookbook. So it's a way to share all the versatility of kefir and kind of teach people what they can do with it. I also love all the recipes. It makes me so inspired about all of these like content creators that participate in creating these amazing recipes. And I love that like I've kind of inspired your everyday home chefs and whatnot to play around with kefir in their kitchen. And it's really fun. I mean, everything from smoothies. I know we all love like our power smoothie, but it makes a great smoothie, or salad dressings, or, baking as a great substitute for, buttermilk or whatever. Pancakes, great. Love it. In a marinade, you want tender, juicy chicken, marinade your chicken in Lifeway Kefir. Great tenderizer. And I mean, there's so many things you can do with it. So definitely check out the book. There's little stories. Each recipe comes with a little story from my family, something about entrepreneurship or my journey or whatever. And the photographs in the book are just phenomenal. I can kind of show you some of them.
Yes,
but they're really just gorgeous. Look at that.
Gosh, it looks so good.
I know. It was really fun. Really fun to kind of bring these to life. But yeah, the website also, there's so many recipes on the website, something for everyone. But of course you can just drink it straight out of the bottle, which is what I do too. And farmer's cheese is so delicious. It's like a blended cottage cheese. So instead of putting your cottage cheese through the blender, this is like all of the moisture has been removed, and small low curds. So good in recipes, so good to spread on a cracker or a bagel. Put some everything on but the bagel on, a little honey drizzle, avocado, basil. You have yourself a perfect, wholesome, high protein snack.
Gosh, yeah, I'm almost getting hungry for it.
I know. I'm talking myself into eating it.
Yeah, the cheese and all. Gosh, yeah, the recipes, they look really good, and I want to try them too. So basically, we can use a kefir to replace milk.
Yeah. It's a good, not like for coffee though. It's not for coffee. But aside from coffee, it could almost be used for anything else. Like, for baking, for, just drinking straight, for like cereal or granola or chia seed pudding. You can make a great chia seed pudding. Instead of, buttermilk or milk for pancakes or waffles, it makes a great batter. Cheesecakes. Like there's so many things. Like as a soup, we're in soup season. If you take your favorite roasted vegetables, put them through a blender and then pour plain kefir in, and it's creamy and rich, and it's like a hug from the inside. So good.
Yes, I love the way you say that too. Yes, who doesn't love to eat? I definitely, I have to try these. You got me inspired in so many ways. Not just kefir. Yeah, that's true. I remember that like 10 years ago. And when I was a personal trainer, and then I forgot about it. Isn't that interesting? We just forget. And then
I know.
Having supplements, but it's not the same. So thank you so much for the inspiration, Julie.
You bet.
Thank you for being you. Thank you for being open to being authentic, being open, answering these questions that I ask, and having this conversation that's a little bit unusual. I know that you are a businesswoman, and a lot of times, a lot of people want to focus on that. But my interest is more well-being and
I
healing,
love it.
spirituality.
Oh, we're in the business of healing and well-being and
Yeah.
lifestyle. And I'm so lucky because everyone wants to be in this business now. Everyone
Yeah.
wants to be in
Yes.
the wellness space, but we're the original. We're the gold standard, the authentic ones, the ones really, we've been at it for 38 years.
Wow.
I've been personally pushing it for 22 years when I became CEO. So it's really cool that, people are just starting to catch on and we are hitting this tipping point. So I'm really feel so lucky and privileged to get to have this conversation with you today and your community, and really grateful for anyone who gets to hear this message. There's no coincidences. Everything is, you're here, we're here together having this conversation. You're here listening to hear a particular message. So I hope that we've done that today and empowered you to love yourself, make those good choices.
Yeah, you definitely. And it's like people say, it's touching one person at a time. You definitely caught my attention and my heart. And that's what we want to see with the message, right? It's not just a message, the embodiment of that. So it comes across that way. So it's very authentic. It feels very real. And I'll definitely try your products again. I'm definitely sold, like 1,000 times sold. And hopefully everybody out there will try it too, because I have heard about Kefir and it's amazing. I forgot about it. It's amazing. It's a reminder, definitely a reminder. So the website is lifewaykefir.com. It will be clickable on the podcast notes.
And I'm at Julie Smolyansky too. Same for both of us. Yeah. But all the platforms, we're on all of the platforms, including TikTok and, Threads and all of them. So Instagram, of course, Facebook. Find us all over.
It's easy to find. I'll have the links, the additional links here too. Let me make a note of it. So I ask you the final question. We're almost at the end. Is there anything that you left unsaid about? I think
we're going to need another show, a couple shows. We'll have to do a series.
I agree. Amazing. Yes.
There is quite a lot still to say, but I would say, follow along on our journey because there is still so much to say. But mostly, I just really want to say thank you. It's like I said, it's a privilege and an honor to get to lead, to get to share these kinds of inspirational messages with literally anyone who will listen, but my community, your community. And I am honored. I don't know what else. It always feels like there's never enough time to say everything, to share all of the wisdom. But I guess that's for your listeners to also fill in some blanks and
So true. Yeah. Thank you.
You bet.
And so my final question, I guess, will bring that to this conversation at the very end, some more of that wisdom that's in you. What 3 experiences you wish everyone to have before they lose the body, before they die?
Oh my gosh. The feeling of self-love and self-acceptance, the feeling of presence and being, in your body, present around in your environment. And oh God, there's so many more. I guess like really having the sense of knowing that you're not alone, that, there is a walk that we do with each other, but I guess really like the feeling of knowing that there is a higher power that is holding you and protecting you and giving you what you need. And that, even in your darkest moments, that you don't feel alone, that that, there is a higher power that is holding you and getting you through. It's a real sense of comfort when you experience that feeling. and I don't know that everyone feels that feeling. Actually, so one time I was having just a conversation with somebody, a very, very high powered, very high profile individual, definitely a celebrity, famous person. And he said, I don't believe in anything. There's nothing. I don't believe in anything. And it kind of got me angry because I used to feel that way. Right. And it took me to hit like a rock bottom, to feel, for the world to bring me to my knees, to get so dark and low that I had no other way to go but to believe in something else, in some other higher power. And once you know that, once you feel that, you can't unfeel it, you can't unknow it. And then it makes everything else, it just brings comfort to every single other thing that happens. And so, yeah, I mean, there's so many other things because I've really had to personally go through so much to come out with this kind of, awareness, I guess. But those are the long answers to your short questions.
Gosh. Yes, it felt like a meditation, almost like listening to you. Yeah, it's beautiful. You do have a lot to share, though, that it's not just, you're doing beautifully with your business. Beautiful. You're definitely honoring your ancestry. It's just beautiful to see. But I know you do have a lot of spiritual, spiritual messages. And that's one of them, right? How beautiful. It has to do with the human condition, the suffering, and how to get to know ourselves through suffering. And then have this powerful understanding that we're not alone, right? Oh my God, Julie, that would be another podcast interview that I would love to have with you on that alone. We just
Let's do it. Forever. Let's do it.
Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you so much again for being you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for answering these, for asking these beautiful questions and for your work. It's very, very powerful.
That's what I live for some reason. I can't help it. So thank you so much again, and we'll talk soon. Bye for now, Julie.
Bye-bye.